Latest and greatest Craftsman that we're gonna flip. It's yeah, when I first made the video, the first video of this, I was pretty disappointed with it because of the electronic issues. Here's what I'll say about Kohler engines versus Briggs and Stratton engines. Kohler engines seem to last a lot longer, or less mechanical issues, let's put it that way, less mechanical issues than Briggs and Stratton. But Kohler has a lot of electronic issues that Briggs just doesn't have. I would rather fix the mechanical issues than deal with the electrical issues. Every time I have an electrical issue, it's with the Kohler. So, same thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a push button switch on it, and then they've got this thing rigged up. I bought a new switch. I don't like that one. And we'll put a switch in here so you can turn it on, you know, turn off the mower after it, you know, when it's running. It runs good. Once you get it started, it runs pretty good. And the transmission seems pretty good. But they took all the safety switches off and then expected it to run, and it just didn't. So today, I'm going to take the deck off. I don't have to take the deck off usually just to inspect this. I was going to say I'm going to inspect the spindle and blades. I can lift it up and check that, but it also needs a mower deck. Yeah, a mower belt, a deck belt. So we'll go ahead and put it. So I've ordered that. So today, what I'm going to do, take that deck off, sharpen the blades, clean it up. I'm going to change the oil. I'm going to wash the lawnmower, and then I'm going to paint all the black areas. Everything that's black I'm going to paint back here. That black just seems to rust really easy. One of the things I have noticed is even with the mower deck in the upright position, you know, the highest position, it is still very close to the ground. So there's an adjustment you can make on both sides. The problem with adjustment, it's hard to get to with the mower deck on. So as the mower deck is, after I take it off, I'm going to raise it up a bit, and then I can make the finer adjustments after I put the deck back on and level it out. That way I don't have to sit there and try to raise it up in a tight spot for a long distance. Okay, so we're going to take these retaining clips off, the cotter pins, wherever we can, to remove the deck. Thought I'd bring a flashlight out so you can see what I'm doing. There's one up here up the front. You can see where my hand is. It's on the back side. What I'm doing. So there's a hole with a pin that goes through it, and in the pin is the cotter pin that holds into the pin. So I'm trying to remove this pin out of this hole, but it appears to be a little rusted. There it went. Now this next one is a retaining rod, so the deck, if you hit a rock or something, doesn't get pushed back or forward, and it also helps level it if you loosen these bolts here or move this back and forth. Now, I like to remove this from the frame of the lawnmower instead of from the deck itself. It makes the deck harder to put back in, but if I want to move the lawnmower around, this rod always gets stuck on something. Or if I want to just get on it and drive it, see if it test drive it, you can break it. Okay, so they have a regular cotter pen, not a R shape. I'll show you once I get it off what I'm talking about. I don't like these as much. They tend to break. So here's the pin. These are the types that you have to bend the ends out to flare them out so it doesn't come out. But they do have the correct one on the other side. Now on this side, we have an extra clip that we had to take out. This retaining bar here is to keep the mower from going side to side. So the bracket that holds this is broke. So looks like I've got some welding to do. Okay, so now the engagement cable has a clip on it also, which we're going to replace that engagement cable. Okay, even though I'm replacing the engagement cable because it is frozen, I can't move it. I'm going to zip tie this up so it doesn't get hung up if I ever drive it and I forget to remove it or hold it or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to try to remove this broken bracket here somehow or another. It would be easier if I could use the impact wrench. We'll see. Needed a wrench. There we go. Got it. That's one. So there's one piece of the broken bracket. Okay, so there's the second piece. So it wasn't that long ago, a couple months ago, a month ago, it's when I first got the welder. I had this piece break on another mower that I was working on for a customer. So I welded it, and it did really good. It broke in the same exact spot, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, so now I'm going to drain the oil. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to take the oil filter off, replace it. Sometimes Kohler has a plug on the side or underneath here that you can unscrew to drain the oil out of here. This one doesn't have it, so I'm going to have to sit here and try to scrape it out a bit. If I had an oil sucking machine, it would make it a bit easier, I guess. Put a new oil filter on. And put a little bit of clean oil on the O-ring of the oil filter. These are pretty standard oil filters. They fit almost all the different brands of lawnmower. Kawasaki, Kohler, Briggs. I haven't seen one that is different, I should say. So I just buy the generic ones. I watched a video and I kind of agreed with him that lawnmowers don't really need oil filters too bad, because you change the oil so frequently in these, because the environment that it's in is so dusty. So you change the oil every 50 hours, or you change it every 25 hours without an oil filter. It really doesn't make a huge difference. It's double the life, but when you look at it from like a car's perspective, cars last a lot longer, but they're on the highway in less extreme conditions. But don't get me wrong, I like the oil filter feature because you can go uphill. If you don't have an oil filter in your lawnmower, if the oil falls back to the back, there's nothing splashing it anymore. This side is a tad lighter than this other side, so I need to take some more off this other side. Okay, so I did most of the grinding off camera, but I think it's okay now. So I just kind of sand it down so I don't wear too deep into the blade. I just kind of thin it out a little bit. Okay, so when I spread paint it, I got a little streaky for some reason. That paint just seemed a little wet. I don't know, but it looks a lot better. So we'll let this dry, and then I guess this is Monday for me. On my Thursday, the button should arrive, the push button, so then we can get the push button put in, get the belt put on, and I guess that'd be about it. So if you'll click this up next box, take to a video where I was talking about this thing. So hope I can inspire you to fix it so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.